What up, YouTube? 120 volts back at you with another Street Fighter V related video. Today, what we're going to be going over is Event Hubs. Okay, Event Hubs just dropped the accidental patch notes, I guess, for Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. And I say accidental because let me read it to you what it says over here. Give me 1 second. Okay, it says, after many painstaking hours, all the character notes have been translated and are present in this story. In a surprise move this morning, the patch notes for Street Fighter V came out, though they were subsequently deleted from the Japanese CFN page. While this presumably means that Capcom weren't meant to release them quite yet, they're already out there, so it's our job to bring that information to our readers. So basically, yeah, Capcom prematurely put these patch notes up, I guess, and thanks to Event Hubs, even though those patch notes have been taken down, they have snapped that and they're translating it for us as we speak. What's cool about today being able to do this? Normally, if patch notes dropped right now, I'd be stuck at work. But today it is a snow day where we are at, so blizzard conditions, not going to work. So decided to make this video with you guys real quick. So let's continue going over this. It should be noted that one of the Capcom Street Fighter Twitter accounts sent out a message that these changes weren't entirely final. And that the proper balance changes list would be uploaded within the next few days, though it's likely that much of what is listed here will be relevant, which I would imagine, you know, take it with a grain of salt, but maybe like 80% of this is actually legit. Although probably more detailed than it is in current form. While this is pure speculation on my part, it seems probable that the final changes will be more detailed. Many moves simply say changed here, but not entirely in that way. And it's likely to be clarified, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, yeah, so this also isn't even the fully detailed patch notes yet at all either. So they weren't even done putting this whole list together. So I read this beforehand, and this next thing that I'm about to read to you, which you might have already seen because I've been scrolling up and down, is one of the reasons why I was like, you know what, I got to stop right now and make this a video. Okay, so first thing it says here, general changes to all characters. V triggers within combos will now count as 2 moves instead of 1 for combo scaling purposes. So basically, when you're in the middle of a combo and you now activate your V trigger and you know and use that move, instead of it counting as 1, it'll now count as 2 moves to increase the damage scaling. And this is all around for every character in the game. So I thought that was a very, very interesting change for sure. Active frames on regular throws have been increased from 2 frames to 3 frames. So that's pretty interesting. Active frames. So the amount of frames that you are able to throw within, that a throw is active, is going from 2 frames to now 3 frames. So an additional frame there. I'm cool with that. I'm very cool with that. Okay, I just want to go over some of these pretty quickly. Okay, so right away, Ryu, shoulder throw, forward throw. Stun has been increased from 120 to 150, so throws will now do more stun. Or this throw will do more stun, and circumstances after landing it have been changed, and that's all it really says. So recently at the PlayStation Experience, as you all know, Arcade Edition was playable there. A version of Arcade Edition, not the final version, was playable there, and people had already been talking about and showing off the fact that a lot of the throw loops had been removed from the game. So that's just explaining that again right there. Hitbox has changed, Hurtbox has been changed, adjusted the move's collision box during movement, pushback on hit has been increased, pushback on block has been increased. So standing light punch now, wow. Standing light punch with Ryu is one of the shortest, most stubbiest of normals in the game, and now they're telling you that by hitting it, and then blocking it, the pushback's been increased. That's crazy. I was not expecting that. Standing medium punch, regular V trigger. Okay, blah blah blah. It doesn't say anything about that. Oh, it's just going over every individual category and saying the changes there. Okay. Crouching light punch, hurtbox has been changed. Crouching medium kick, push. Okay, so a lot of pushback on these moves, huh? Jumping heavy punch, hurtbox and hitbox have been changed. I think we're going to see a lot of that across the board. Hitbox and hurtbox changed for sure. Okay. Axe kick. Startup has been increased from 8 frames to 9 frames. V-trigger canceling the second hit now has additional advantage frames. Solar plexus strike damage has been reduced. Okay. Mind's Eye V-skill. Adjusted the move's collision box during movement. Mind's Eye V-skill. Adjusted the move's collision box during movement. Okay. Tatsumaki adjusted the move's collision box. EX Hadouken. The move's full frames have been changed from 44 frames to 42 frames. There have been no changes made to hit stun or block stun. Okay, so they took a few frames off of EX Hadouken. So that'll just make it even more unreactable, basically. I guess we'll go over all this, right? I'm gonna read it anyway. I'm curious, so as long as you're curious, stick around. We'll go over this whole thing. V-trigger Hadouken. All Hadouken types, light, medium, heavy, are now 42 frames. Okay, so when he's in V-trigger, the speed of his fireballs will be that of his EX Hadouken. Hit stun and block stun has also been made the same for all. Level 1, okay, all the different charges, blah, blah, blah. Block stun has been changed from -6 to -2. Oh my goodness. And block stun on the level 2 has been changed from -4 to 0. Oh my god, wow. So, well, I guess that's accurate. That should be accurate, because if he's in V-trigger and he's hitting you with those and you're blocking and they're up close, he's in V-trigger. He should be at an advantage. I'll agree to that. V-trigger EX Hadouken. Okay. Oh wow, 40 frames. So they took even more frames off of that. V-trigger Shoryuken. Its airborne juggle points have been relaxed. Interesting. Okay, so I don't know what that means. V-trigger EX Shoryuken. Stun value has been changed from 250 to 200. Its airborne juggle points have been relaxed. Oh, that's the donkey kick. Okay, this new move has been added to Ryu's arsenal. And that's all it says. It's just, yeah. Well, because there'd be no changes made to it, I guess, right? So, sorry for all the sniffing. It's East Coast, storm, I have terrible allergies, and my nose is constantly a mess. Alright, Chun-Li, crouching medium kick, regular V-trigger state, hurtbox has been changed. Damage change. I don't know what this is, but this can now crush counter. Alright, here we go. Chun-Li's V-trigger, her V-trigger active time has been extended, so she'll now stay in V-trigger longer during the match. Chun-Li V-trigger time has been extended, so she'll stay in V-trigger time longer throughout the match now. Light and medium airborne, hit stun, okay. Damage changes throughout her V-trigger spinning bird kicks. That's really all that is saying there. I won't get into detail because it's all just, little bits, but basically everything's being increased by 10 points. There you go. I just wrapped it up for you. Everything's been increased by 10. 10 hit points. Okay, next character, Nash. Dragon suplex forward throw damage has been increased. Target down his back throw damage has been increased again. Okay. So damage increases all around for Nash's throws. Forward back throw and air throw all increase damage by 10 points across the board. Standing medium kick. Active frames have been increased from 3 frames to 4 frames. Okay, that's cool. Standing heavy kick. Damage increased by 10 with hurt and hitbox changes. Crouching light punch. Okay, crouching medium kick. Recovery has been increased from 15 frames to 17 frames. But no other changes were made. Okay. Jumping heavy punch, hitbox, hurtbox, bullet combination. Okay, one of his target combos. The circumstances on hit have been changed. That's all it says, so no specifics on that. I'm sure we'll get that in the later official patch notes. Now grants more V gauge on hit. Okay, cool. EX Sonic Boom. The second projectile's speed is now decided based on which button you use as your follow-up. Okay. So before, I guess it was just a regulated speed. I didn't play Nash too much at all. Only in the very, very beginning of Street Fighter V, so I didn't even really mess with that much. Medium Sonic Scythe, its airborne juggle points have been relaxed. And Judgment Saber, its airborne juggle points have also been relaxed. Trying to be able to put that into a way I can even relate to it. Airborne juggle points have been relaxed. Well, let's ask the wife. Let's see. Maybe in further notes that'll be better explained. Okay, M. Bison. Big thing for M. Bison players. M. Bison's forward walk speed has been increased. Man, oh man, he's going to be tearing up the dance floor now, ladies and gentlemen. That's awesome. Psycho Impact forward throw damage has been increased by 20. Damn. Stun has been increased by 50. And circumstances after landing it have been changed, which we all know what that means. Psycho Fall. Damage, stun. Okay. Hit stun has been increased from 4 frames to 5 frames. Well, that's cool. Standing light kick, standing medium punch. Adjusted the move's collision box during movement. Okay. Standing heavy punch. Adjusted the move's collision box during movement. Pushback on block has been increased for standing heavy kick. Okay, well that's interesting. Hitbox has been changed. So no specifics on standing heavy kick really. Just pushback on block is increased. So that's not something that you'll be able to do 2, maybe 3 times on block while in the corner. And hitbox has been changed. Okay, interesting. Crouching heavy punch. Jumping heavy punch. Hitbox and hurtbox changes. Hitbox and hurtbox changes like around the board basically. Everyone's getting a little bit of an adjustment. Okay, here we go. Psycho Reflect, his V skill. Increased V gauge gained when successfully countering a physical attack. So he'll now gain more V gauge when he uses his V skill on an attack, which is cool. Because he's got a 3-bar V trigger, so he kind of needs that help, I would say. So I appreciate that. Okay, 2-frame increase on Light Psycho Blast. EX Devil's Reverse. 6 extra frames of recovery have been added when landing. What? Hold the phone. I gotta see what that is. Because that seems crazy. Where's our frame data app? 6 extra frames of recovery have been added when landing. So that's across the board on hit and block, right? Alright, so on block it's plus 13. So take that with a grain of salt, I guess. Take that as you will. Whatever. Light double knee press. Startup reduced from 13 frames to 11 frames. Medium double knee press. Startup reduced. That's cool. Heavy Psycho Inferno. Enemies will now flow up higher when hit. That says quarter circle back, right? Quarter circle back punch. Float higher. That might be so that it's easier to hit them with the new Psycho Crusher. Sorry that took so long. Yeah, that's exactly what that is. Okay, cool. Alright, let's go over Cammy. Gyro Clipper. Stun has been changed from... Ooh, that's a big hit. Delta Throw. Damage has been increased. So they increased the damage on her back throw and then killed the stun on her forward throw. Okay, whatever. Her air throw damage has been increased. Pushback. Okay, here we go. Now has 3 frames startup instead of 4 frames when canceled into standing medium. It doesn't. That's not a complete thought. Okay. All right. Whatever. We already knew that this wasn't going to be the full on list, so we're making do here. Standing medium kick recovery. Standing medium kick recovery has been increased from 13 frames to 15 frames. Okay. Heavy kick can now hit opponents that are behind Cammy as well. What? What? Okay. Major highlight there. Okay. Standing heavy kick can now hit opponents that are behind Cammy as well. So does that mean it's now an option for anti-cross-ups? Crouching light punch. Oh man, all these pushback changes, hitbox, hurtbox changes. God damn. Need to make a general note as to what is going on here, I think, as a whole here. All right. Hit stun has been increased. Oh wow. Okay, well that's hit stun, yeah. So whatever. She'll have an easier time converting off of her V skill. Hit stun has been increased from 6 frames to 7 frames. V reversal is now -4 instead of -2 when blocked. Okay. V trigger active time has been extended. V trigger exclusive moves now drain more of her V trigger bar. Her V trigger's active time has been extended. Her V trigger's exclusive moves now drain more of her V trigger bar. Okay, so that just counterbalances itself, basically. Her V trigger will now run for longer when you're not using it, but when you're using it, it's going to drain it quicker with those moves. That doesn't make any bit of sense to me. That makes no sense. It's like you changed it, but you didn't. You know? So now I guess you get to just keep your opponent in fear for longer because you can do that shit whenever you want. I don't know. I'm at a loss with that. I'm at a total loss. Alright, we were just getting over Cammy's V-Trigger and how kind of whatever it is about it. Birdie, okay, your Capcom Pro Tour winning character. What has been changed about Birdie? Adjusted, fixed a bug where Birdie, standing medium kick, okay, fixed a bug where Birdie would move forward by inputting a different move during his move's early startup frames. Okay, so standing medium kick with Birdie, they fixed a bug. Crouching light punch, you know, already all the hitbox and changes and increase and yada yadas. What else we got for Birdie? Killing head EX. Okay, so his EX headbutt. 8 frames of recovery has been added when whiffing. Ooh. So that move is going to be pretty punishable then. Oh, that's cool. And no longer... EX Killing Head no longer has any throw invincibility. Nice. So you can throw him right out of that ship. Okay. That's pretty major. Heavy Bullhead V-Trigger. Damage has been increased. V-Trigger damage has been increased. Okay, cool. So that got a buff all around. Bullhorn. The distance Birdie pulls back before unleashing the move has been decreased. Oh, that's cool. Instead of... Okay. EX Bullhorn. Okay. And that's really it for Birdie. So they fixed a major bug with him. They added 8 frames of recovery when you whiff his EX Killing Head. And V-Trigger, Heavy Bullhead, damage increase all around. Interesting. Okay, cool. All right, let's get into some Ken. Forward walk speed has been increased. What? Ken's forward walk speed has been increased. Why? He's already so fast. And he's got a fucking running V skill. Why would you increase his walk speed? Okay, whatever, lame. Damage increased by 10 on his forward throw, and circumstances after landing the throw have been changed. So we all know. That's on his forward throw. Standing medium punch is now +2 on block instead of +1. Major. Major. That makes that button so much better for him. So much better. Standing medium kick. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Thunder kick. This move has been changed so it doesn't hit crouching opponents when it's first active on its first active frame. Light Shoryuken, regular and V-Trigger. Damage increase. Damage increase by 10. Medium Shoryuken also got damage increased by 10. So all of his Shoryukens were increased by 10 in both regular and V-Trigger. EX Shoryuken went up in damage as well. So he's got more damage on his Shoryukens now. So they're even deadlier. Medium Tatsu. If the first hit of the regular version doesn't connect, the second or third hit... Okay, and alright, and the second or third hit does... Let's read that again. Medium Tatsu. In the first hit of the regular version does not connect, the second or third hit that does will now do 40 damage instead of 20. Okay, so they cut the... So if you're just mashing it and you miss that shit, they're cutting the damage on it. Alright, so major changes to his medium Tatsu if the first hit does not and the second and third does. That's it. The first active frame at the move startup has been removed. Okay, wow. So they cut a frame out of his heavy Tatsu. EX Airborne Tatsu now has 3 frames more recovery if the opponent blocks the move. Nice. So EX Tatsu is now even more punishable from the air. Okay, I'm cool with that. I can't believe they made him faster. I really can't believe they did that. Increase in damage throws. Hitbox and hurtbox changes across the board with Necalli, and more of the pushback has been increased on both block and hit. So that's what's going on there. Yeah. V skill is now V trigger cancelable. That's huge. If you're an Necalli player, that is huge. That is so cool. V skill is now V trigger cancelable. V gauge gain has been reduced. So when you're Necalli and you use your V skill, you can now cancel it into V trigger, but the V gauge that you gain will be reduced when using your V skill. So the compromise. Who wouldn't want to take that compromise all day? I would rather be able to cancel, use it into V trigger, take the opportunity for more damage, and rather than just being able to build that meter more, I guess. V gauge gain on the last hit has been reduced on that. Okay. Light mask. 8 frames of recovery has been added when whiffed. Oh, so this we had heard about a lot of extra recovery stuff, especially on SPDs and not SPDs in particular, but command grabs. So this seems like it's got a lot more to do with that, because that's exactly what that is. 8 frames of recovery have been added when whiffed. And I think that's what people were talking about when they were at the PlayStation Experience and someone would whiff a command grab. They had time to like backdash and jump in. I don't know if that's accurate, but 8 frames is a lot. I don't know if that's definitely not enough to backdash, but medium 8 frames. Okay, so 8 frames around the board for that, and damage has been increased. So that's cool. So you have a reward for landing it and a major punish for whiffing it. So you just got to be on it. And again, yeah. Oh, this is interesting. So the EX version of that throw also has the 8 frames of recovery, like you would imagine, but it doesn't say any additional damage. There's been no damage increase on that. And then now exclusive moves to each V trigger. So both V triggers do the same thing for Necalli, but each V trigger is getting a different move that coincides with that V trigger. So that's what you'll be basing on your decision when it comes to choosing V triggers with Necalli. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, Vega. All right. No major changes across the board here other than the typical, which hitbox, hurtbox adjustments, pushbacks adjustments, collision adjustments, until we get to its crouching heavy punch with claw can now hit opponents behind Vega. We saw that same exact thing when it came to Cammy's standing roundhouse now. Crouching heavy punch without claw can now hit opponents behind Vega as well. So interesting. I guess they want to minimize some of that cross-up garbage, because that happens a lot, I guess. You can now have a button instead of having to guess right with the block, I guess. Matador Flash. The second hit is now cancelable. The third hit is now cancelable, but only with V-Trigger and Critical Art. Oh, that's interesting. V-Gauge gain from the third hit has been increased. Matador Blitz. The third hit is now cancelable, but only with V-Trigger. Okay, so that's the same across. V-Skill is now cancelable into Critical Art. Alright, so both Vega now and Necalli can cancel their V-Skill into their Critical Art. Oh, actually, no. Necalli was canceled his V-Skill into V-Trigger. Vega can cancel V-Skill into Critical. That's cool. So they're opening up what you're able to do with V-Skill. I actually kind of like that. I kind of like that. It's making that more versatile of a tool, which it's supposed to. It's the V system. It's Street Fighter V, What else do we have? Bloody Kiss, V-Trigger, damage decrease. Whoa! Heavy point decrease. V-Trigger damage is now down 70 points. 70 hit points. Damn. The opponent's juggle state after being hit by the move has been changed. That must be the relaxed juggling that they're talking about. The restriction of air combos following this move has been relaxed. The restriction of air combos following this move has been relaxed. So there's now potential to combo continuously after that with something else. Meter gain from this move has been increased. Interesting. Oh, there's a lot of notes for Vega. Crouching V trigger, same thing. Grand Azuna drop and EX. 10 frames of recovery have been added when whiffed. Ooh, the whiff punishing excitement is going to be awesome in this new coming season. I'm excited about that. Light Crimson Terror. Pushback on the hit on the move second. And pushback on hit on the move's second hit has been increased. EX Flying Barcelona. The timing of the move startup has been changed. Vega's movement during the move has been changed. The startup of the final stage of his attack has been changed. Wow. Wow. Hey, look at that's a long list of notes right there for just Vega. All right, Armika. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of the same stuff again. V-gauge increase if you keep it held until the last stage has been increased. Okay, V-skill. Big deal. Big fucking deal. Dive Bomb now has 3 frames additional recovery when blocked. Biggest change with Mika that's reported that we can see just on, on paper, now has 3 frames additional recovery when blocked Dive Bomb. And the same changes across the board. Increased damage, but 8 frames of recovery have been added when whiffed. All the same shit. The distance Rashid has to move before starting or stopping his run has been slightly decreased. Okay, so he'll now start to run quicker. Okay, so Rashid players, expect an increase in your forward. Well, no, that's not what it says here. All right, Rashid, front step. The distance Rashid has to move before starting or stopping his run has been slightly decreased. Okay, so you'll be able to react better on starting and stopping his run, basically. That's cool. Forward throw. 2 frames of recovery have been added when successfully landed. Okay, so that right there is more specific than the properties have been changed of the throw. Like it's been saying for everyone else. 2 frames of recovery have been added. Okay. And then the rest of it is all the same type of things across the board. I'm not going to get into specifics, but Spinning Mixer. Okay, Spinning Mixer. Changed so that each hit follow-up mash doesn't scale individually. Because of this, the damage allocation of Spinning Mixer's hits have been adjusted accordingly. Medium Spinning Mixer can now be canceled into Critical Art after the second follow-up from smashing the move. Changed so that each hit of Spinning Mixer's follow-up mash doesn't scale individually. Yeah, okay. In meter gain. Okay, so Spinning Mixer's got some changes going on with it as well. For all those Rashid players, I'm sure you'll look into more of that in the future, but that's something to be on the lookout in the meantime until all this shit is followed up on. All right, Karin. Blah 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 blah. The V gauge. Okay. V gauge depletion from using this move has been increased, and her Gurinken. The timing of V gauge depletion from using this move has been changed. Double Lariat. Zangief. Okay, double Lariat. 5 frames of recovery have been added. Oh, wow. It's kind of a lot. 5 frames of recovery have been added across the board. It's kind of a lot. Tundra Storm. Startup has been changed to 2 frames from 4 frames. Stun has been increased. Command has been changed. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Here's an interesting note right here, okay, for Zangief players. Tundra Storm Startup frames have been changed. Stun has been changed, has been increased. So yeah, so quicker startup, more stun, and now the command entirely has been changed. So instead of doing DP motion in one punch, you're going to get DP motion with 2 punches to get the command. I think that's to stop it from accidentally coming out a lot. From people doing movements and trying to get around, you're going to need to press 2 punch buttons to get Tundra Storm command out now. That's pretty cool. I'm down for that. 10 frames of recovery have been added when whiffed. Oh my god, can no longer be special canceled into. Zangief's movement on whiff has been adjusted. That's the most major thing about Zangief, other than the typical frame changes and adjustments and hitboxes and all that. Interesting. Laura, what do we have? Staying Light Punch is now +1 frame on block instead of +2. Increased pushback, blah, blah, blah. All the same garbage. That's the only thing. They changed a frame on her Standing Light Punch. V skill damage has been decreased, but the V gauge gain has been increased. V skill, while in V trigger, the damage has also been decreased. It is now +4 on hit instead of +3, and is now -6 on block instead of -7. 1 frame of recovery has been eliminated altogether. So that explains those changes. And yeah, Thunderclap can now be V trigger canceled. That is cool. And Thunderclap can now be V skill canceled. That is super cool. Huh. So your Thunderclap can be V trigger and V skill canceled. I like that. I like that. More options. More options for Laura. EX Thunderclap in V trigger state can now be V skill canceled. 20 active frames have been added to this move. Oh, wow. Wow, so her EX Thunderclap has an extra 20 active frames. So that fireball is going to stay on the screen for an extra 20 frames now. EX, while in V trigger. That's cool. That's cool. That makes that something that you're going to want to do. I like that. I like that. Some of these changes, dude, pretty cool. And the only thing to note with Dhalsim, other than certain little hitbox, hurtbox, push changes, is that Yoga Sunburst, Grounded, and Airborne, its airborne juggle points have been relaxed like some of the other characters. That's really it. Some major changes coming to the game. Some major changes coming to the game. It's clear to me reading this that Capcom is obviously watching. And they're obviously watching the online matches and everything else, because these little adjustments that they're talking about, fine-tuning the game like that, that's going to make for some heavy changes when it comes to pressuring someone on block and things like that. So changes are a-coming. Your boy Fong, who's... they should really just put him in the game before they change a bunch of his shit. Okay, Fong's V skill. This move now has hit properties, but only during V trigger 1. Okay, damage increase on some shit. 3 frames of recovery have been added to his heavy blah 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 blah. Not much going on with Fong. Not much going on with Fong still. So, maybe Season 4 he'll really be in the game. Alex. Alright, so Alex, crouching heavy punch. The opponent is now sent flying slightly further away from the second hit of this move. Okay. So I don't know what that's going to really do for the character, but that's going to change, I guess, some of his juggle properties after that, which might coincide with some of the relaxing of juggle properties like they've been mentioning. Chop is now -6 frames on block instead of -4. Pushback on block is decreased. So if you, so man, oh man, so if you're chopping and they're blocking, forget about it. It's now -6, which is easier for them to punish, and the pushback on block has been decreased, so they're going to be still in your face to ensure that they punish you. So watch your chopping if you're an Alex player. Lariat is now +7 on hit instead of +6. Active frames have been increased 4 frames to 3 frames. Okay, it's cool. Oh my god. Okay, check this out. Light power bomb. Actually, okay, all of his power bombs get 9 frames of added recovery on whiff. Damn. Air, knee, smash, and EX, you can now do a slash elbow afterwards. Okay, cool. Okay, so if you're a charge... Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. Light air, knee, smash. Medium, heavy air, knee, smash. 2 active frames have been added to this move. The distance Alex travels has been changed, and 5 frames of recovery have been added when landing. Interesting. So the biggest change with Alex comes the universal whiffing of a command throw and the chops, man. The chops. Whew. Look at, all right, for comparison, look at how short the list is for Guile compared to some of the other characters on here. Holy cow. Recovery on this move is now 20 frames instead of 16 frames. Knee bazooka. Okay. So he won't be able to easily combo out of that then. That's that knee that he fucking hits you with, and he can keep charging from that knee. Maybe that's to kill that loop too, maybe. Spin back knuckle now has 11 frames of startup instead of 10. Big whoop. Rolling Soba. The distance Guile moves forward with this move has been slightly increased. Okay. Nothing major with Guile, man. Nothing major with Guile except that knee. They nerfed that knee. And I'm cool with that. Ibuki. Oh my god, it's a big one for Ibuki. Standing light punch is now +2. Nerf. Man. Crouching medium punch now has 16 frames of recovery instead of 12. That's 4 frame increase. It's decent. Crouching medium kick is now +3 frames instead of 0 frames. Oh, so she's plus on that. Well, good for her. I guess that kind of balances some of that. Is now -2 on block instead of -3. EX Kunai. 4 frames of recovery have been added to this move. Opponents are now sent flying further away from the explosion part of the attack. So maybe you're not like able to keep pressure so much or whatever. Rush down. V gauge gained. Stun. Ibuki. Crouching medium punch. Heavily nerfed by 4 frames. Crouching medium kick buffed. Balrog. Oh man. Standing heavy punch now has 12 frames startup instead of 11. No big deal. Standing heavy kick now has 22 frames of recovery instead of 19. Okay, it's not super major, I guess. The jab will now be able to... I'm not sure. Jumping heavy kick now has 9 frames startup instead of 8. Stomping combo is now -7 on block instead of -6, so it's even more punishable. The recovery when V trigger canceled has been changed. Oh my god. And all these other different changes to his different levels of turn punch. I'm not going to go into that. That's just a lot. But know that there are a lot of changes coming to the turn punch. Looks like they knocked some of it down, actually. Now +2. Yeah, it's all over the place. I'm not going to get into that. All right, Jury. EX Tensenrin now has full instability until frame 12. Oh, that's cool. Not much change coming to Jury. Okay, Urien. What do we got with Urien? Standing Light Punch is now +4 frames instead of +5 on hit. Crouching Light Punch is now +4 instead of +5. So his Light Punch got changed. Quarrel Punch. 2 frames of recovery have been added. That's all it says. So, on everything, +2 on that. Okay. Alright, little changes here. Akuma. Jumping Medium Punch now has 7 frames of startup instead of 5. Damage has been adjusted. Is now special cancelable. Oh wow, that's cool. Oh, because of V Trigger too, right? Yeah, and now juggles when hitting opponents in the air. Nice. Okay, jumping heavy punch. Okay, I'm assuming that is his Demon Flip. Now has 32 frames of startup instead of, okay, 33. Now +5 frames instead of +4, and is now -2 on block instead of +1. Ooh. That's heavy, I would say. That makes it from, like, you know, totally safe to can't do anything now after that. Medium Tatsu. Oh yeah, there's been changes to the first hit whiffing and the second and third hits connecting. That seems to be across the board. And that only affects Akuma and Ken because those 2 characters are the only Shotos that have multiple hits in their Tatsus. Ryu just, he mows you down with the first one and then just keeps spinning. So, universal changes there. Colleen. 1 active frame at the end of this move has been added. Jumping. Okay. Sniping kick. Startup frames have been reduced. Recovery has been reduced. The second hit is now V-trigger cancelable when it comes to your cold low. Snowgrain is now -8 frames on block instead of -2. Wow. Major. V-skill is now +2 frames on hit instead of +3. Is now -8 on block instead of -7. 3 frames of recovery have been added to this move. V-gauge gain successfully countering. Okay. Nothing major. Okay. This is big because this pertains to a character that I main and care a lot about, you know, since Season 2 has begun, and you can see him a lot on the channel, is your boy Ed. So what does it say about Ed? Forward throw. Damage has been increased, and circumstances after landing have been changed, which we know, so yeah. Ed's backdash is now 23 frames instead of 21. And the distance he moves has been changed. Oh, man. Oh, man. Do you think to balance it, since they made it 2 more frames, that maybe he backdashes further now? I don't know. Standing medium kick can now hit opponents that are behind Ed as well. So that's similar to what we saw with Cammy's standing roundhouse and Vega's crouching fierce. Damage has been reduced on standing heavy kick. That's fine. By 10, no big deal. No big deal. But they didn't touch the stun either, so that's fine. Crouching medium punch is now +5 instead of +4. Ooh. Nice. Nice. I'll take it. And is now +3 instead of +2 on block. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's just fucking perfect. That is just great. Excellent. So that's going to increase his frame trap ability, make that a little bit easier. Okay, crouching medium kick. Pushback on hit reduced. Oh, nice. So he'll be more in your face when he hits you with a crouching medium kick. Oh, and that's to help and hitbox has been changed. So that's what we've been asking for this whole time. Crouching medium kick. Oh, man, I'm so excited about that. Because I would hate to catch people with the crouching medium kick all the time and then cancel that into my psycho upper and that whiff too. That really fucking pisses me off. Psycho flicker adjusted the move's collision box during movement. Psycho spark. The first portion of this move is now -2 frames instead of -3. Oh, excellent. V-skill. Recovery on hit has been changed. Can no longer be back recovered from. Okay. I don't know what that means. Can no longer be back recovered from. What does that mean? Can no longer be back recovered from? I don't know. That sounds more like dashing or holding back afterwards. No?
Well, if he got hit with, is it you're hitting people with V-trigger or you're being hit with V-trigger?
That's not even specific either. It just says V skill recovery on hit has been changed. And
Aren't there different moves that you can regain?
you can come in. It's literally all it says. Can no longer be back recovered from. Oh, I get it. Okay, I'm so stupid. That took way too long. So on V skill, when you've landed it successfully, they fall down. They can no longer backdash recovery from that hard knockdown. That's what that means. So that will help me and Ed players keep the pressure on better because of that. Cool, man. Cool. I love that. I'm so excited about that. Abigail. Standing heavy kick. The distance the opponents are sent flying have been changed for both regular and crush counter hits. Airborne juggle points have been relaxed. That's really it. Crouching light kick is now +5 instead of +3. Okay, so he'll be able to combo out of his crouching light kick now instead. A little easier anyway. Or so I think. I don't mean the character. Crouching heavy punch. Juggle situation when hitting an airborne opponent has been changed. Okay. That's stuff that we're just going to have to see in a video. Now has 2 active frames instead of 1. Crouching heavy kick. Max power. His V-trigger active time has been extended. That's cool. Good for him. That's cool. And also the 8 frames of recovery are also added to all of his command throw. Look at this. The shortest of them all, Zeku. Standing light punch. Adjusted the move's collision. Wow. Zeku. If you're a Zeku player, I wouldn't even bother looking at these patch notes. You get all the way to the end to realize that nothing has really changed. Menat. Anything crazy? Soul Spark. A new move Menat can use when her crystal ball is out in the field. Soul Spark has been added to the game. Okay, so she gets a whole new move. Menat just gets a whole new move. Wow. Interesting. That's the full cast, everybody. We did it. We got through everybody. All right, now that we've gone over everyone individually, what you can basically summarize these patch notes as is a lot of fine tuning. Okay, hit and hurt box adjustments, collision adjustments, pushback adjustments have been made. We know all about the throws being changed. Those properties, no more throw loops. They don't get into any specifics, but they do mention that. If you're a Shoto, the properties on your Tatsu kicks have been changed from your first, if you whiff the first hit, and the second and third hit change. There's been a lot of like damage scaling going on with that. That's a big universal change. Command grabs. Everyone said it from the PlayStation experience that command grabs have been, the recovery time when whiffed has been changed, and that is across the board. Everyone gets minor differences here and there. Most of them are now 8 frames of recovery. We saw 9 and up to 10 on some of the command grabs. So that is a major change when coming to the game. What else did we see that was major? Other than that, that's really it. A couple of frames here and there. Everyone got adjusted a little bit, but nothing super major, minus a few moves here and there that I just can't really think of in the moment. What's special about these patch notes for right now is I'm so glad that these were released today, because this gives us a few days to digest what's going on here, read the literature, and understand the changes made, and start implementing those into our gameplay, perhaps. I want to focus on Ed again because I'm just so pumped about this character. And when we get the more detailed patch notes coming up soon, hopefully some of those things will be further explained. And then once Arcade Edition drops, all these things are going to be labbed and gone over, and there'll be videos on all these channels that'll be going over these specific changes made to these characters. If I unfortunately edited out your character's details, I apologize in advance. An hour. Took us an hour to read all those patch notes. God damn it. That's crazy. Man, I'm just blown away by this. I'm blown away. There's just been a lot of information all at once. All right, everyone, that is going to wrap it up for this preemptive patch notes summary. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video at any time. Comment down below what you thought of these patch notes and how they affect your main character. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more Street Fighter V content. Don't forget to hit the little bell for notifications so you're notified anytime that we post a new video or go live. And check out some of our other videos in the playlist down below. Okay, we just did Street Fighter V Story Mode the other day because we have a whole new Arcade Edition account, and we've been grinding that fight money so that when Arcade Edition drops, we are fully loaded for all that. So yeah, if you're interested in Story Mode and you want to see what I thought of it while playing it for the second time around, go check that out in the playlist. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Enjoy Street Fighter V. See you in Arcade Edition. Peace.